tell me, can you look me in the eyes? When the words out your mouth alive.
We're the fucking three best friends that anyone could have. It's Rick, Dan, and Mark on the Chats with Cats podcast, and we're going to fly through this one, baby.
Bingo, bango, baby.
All right, get horny. Murder mysteries. Told you I was in Millicent.
Yep.
It got me thinking. We were driving. We went full driving. Wicked.
Yep.
We had lots of fun, right? It was really good. You may or may not remember this, but going back in the Sleepy Hollow of Millicent Town, in 1994, there was a murder.
Yeah.
Gina and Angelo Agostinelli managed Millicent's Lakeside Caravan Park. They hired a gentleman named Bluey, who was just a travelling wanderer.
Sounds dodgy.
Now, the wife, Gina, was having an affair with the local butcher, the butcher of the Woolworths butcher, right? And they hired this bloke and offered him $1,000 to kill Angelo.
$1,000
$1,000
in 94.
1994. So
That's still not that much
inflation,
money.
5 or 6 grand, 10 grand. 10?
Yeah, let's go.
10
8.
grand. 8. I'm calling it 10. Now, Bluey was just probably a pisshead and a druggie, and he bailed. He's like, nah, thanks anyway. But he got right up to the point where we were supposed to do it, didn't do it. So anyway, they drugged Angelo, and they fucking killed him. Slit his throat, and then dumped him in the scrub, right? Now, the reason that I remember this so clearly is my dad used to ride motorbikes through this area all the time. And I remember one day we started getting into full driving. So he wasn't on the bike as much, but he could take us all in the car. And we're driving out there, and there was a whole bunch of cops. And he goes, oh, this reminds me. I was riding my dirt bike out here one day, and there was a shitload of cops out here, and they turned me around. They said, you can't come here. This is an active crime scene. And right in, like within 100 metres of where this was where they dumped the body.
Wow.
They didn't even he's a butcher, right? So you could have chopped him up, you could have minced him, but they just fucking slit his throat and dumped him in the bushes.
Wow.
Then
Shit.
this bitch went on TV and she's like, I just want you to come home. Angela,
put on the act.
if you're saying this, blah, blah, blah. And then within a week of them questioning her, they both said, nah, yeah, we did it.
Wow, they broke that quick.
Yeah. This week.
I don't know if I could lie. Like, if I
Just
killed
folded.
someone, everyone would know. I'd be too bad at lying.
Yeah.
It's really bad. You know what I think? If you get to any point in your relationship where you think, oh, I don't want to be with you anymore, what fucking sick fuck goes through their head that thinks the only way I can get out of this relationship is to kill the person?
Yeah, why don't you just not do that and just go, I'm going to...
Just shake hands and say, hey, thanks, but I'm not. This isn't for me anymore.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
See ya.
So
It's a very good point.
basically slit their throat or just say
Although,
walk away.
okay, here might be some of the reasons is life insurance. They think, hang on, I could split up with you, but by the time we sell everything, I'm not going to be left with much or maybe nothing because you'll win in a lawsuit.
I watched an air crash investigation the other day, and I love air crash investigations. There was a pilot that had the option to crash the plane that he was in because his life insurance was worth so much, and if he crashed the plane and it looked like an accident, all of his life insurance money would go to his family because he was about to get fired from that
Wow.
airline.
Okay.
So
That's a bad man.
he brought on items that wouldn't have been... Okay, so let's just say the plane has crashed. There can't be any evidence on the plane that there's been foul play. So he had like a spear gun and a hammer, and there were 3 other pilots, and he belted the other pilots and he tried to shoot one of them. They tackled him. They landed the plane. This was like in the mid-90s, so he didn't get away with it.
What?
And he's now serving life in jail. But his plan was to take over the plane after killing them, crash it, and there wouldn't be enough evidence at the crash site to go, oh yeah, this is what happened. And he turned the transponder off so they couldn't track the plane.
How have I not seen this
ruthless.
episode?
Oh, air crash investigation.
Is it like a season 21 or something?
Oh, go on YouTube and just type in air crash investigation. Set it from most viewed to least, and all the best ones are at the top.
Oh, that's good.
They're so good. The acting's so good, man. Like, they do a really good job.
Do you know the other one,
Recreation.
murder mysteries, right? This is a recent one that's been in the press, and we've talked about a little bit of stuff that's going on, but this one we haven't even thought about or touched on. What about this Brian Laundrie?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
He's dead.
He's now been
Yeah.
found dead,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, they
Really?
think that
Yeah, like-
90% sure it's him. They have to get forensics to check.
Oh, it's
No, I'm pretty sure they've
They
confirmed.
found his belongings
Probably
and a
in-
body next to his belongings. But,
probably a 99.
but the reason that they're not saying it's 100% Brian Laundrie is because in the thorough search that they did, they found 6 other bodies in the area.
Crazy.
6 other bodies.
How bad is it though? His poor Mrs. Gabby Petito. You know, they're just trying to live their best lives as traveling influencers, and
Oh yeah,
he's got this
influencers.
history of fucking being a real piece of shit and choking her and like being nasty and yelling and like just walk away.
Pretty bad. And have you watched that 1 hour YouTube video of the cops pulling him over?
No, do you know why? I've never watched anything for an hour on YouTube in my life.
Really? Oh, you haven't lived.
I've watched a 50-minute video on YouTube. It was one of our episodes.
Oh, really?
And I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was
Oh, really?
good. Yeah, it was very good. Not quite an hour, 50 minutes. That's my PB.
I think
Okay.
50 minutes is about the right time.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just wild shit. If you have a problem with your partner, whether it's male, female, whatever it might be, it's never the fucking right choice. Don't kill.
And I've
Just
heard-
don't kill people.
I've
Don't be a
heard-
piece of shit.
'cause
Don't
a lot
travel.
of women won't leave their abusive partners because they've got no money. If they do that, they don't know where they're going to live. But apparently, there's going to be. I don't know the real facts here, but
We'll
it's-
just hit us with the fake ones then.
okay, fake facts. I'm pretty sure it's a $5,000 support package for.
Jar of mayonnaise.
Yep, no, it's true. It's coming back to me now. If
Put it
you
away.
can prove, that you've been in an abusive relationship,
Fleeing an abusive relationship.
the government will give you $5,000 to get out. But I think you need things like maybe you've called the cops once or twice, maybe video or audio proof, stuff like that.
So you can work it.
You can work it, but you can feel a bit of a scam coming on too. Imagine how many girls would be like, well, if I just say that he hit me and did this, I might be able to get $5,000. So that worries me a bit.
Oh, Dan, there's
Innocent
no
guys.
women just sitting in the corner punching themselves in the eye. So they
I
can
reckon
get
there is.
$5,000.
Fucking oath there is.
I've met a couple of girls that are probably
Okay, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
think of willing to do that.
Speaking of spouses and partners, and probably not so much murder mysteries, dumb things that you've done when you're drunk. Now, thinking about abusive relationships and why men might fly off the handle, I don't know why it came into my head the other day.
Is this
Actually-
the story I think you're going to
Yeah,
tell?
yeah, yeah.
This is amazing.
So I'm driving along.
I'm so keen.
I'm driving along, and this fucking story has popped into my head for some reason. I just don't know why, but it's popped into my head. So, for Mark's benefit, Dan had broken up with his ex, moved in, living
Just
with
like
us.
his 7th ex.
Yeah, plenty.
Yeah.
He'd just been squirted with the boob milk, and he's going, "Oh, this is
was this
fucked."
around that time, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pure milk, high in protein.
Maybe that's what brought it up.
Now remember though, so we had Rachel's second cousin, we just call him our cousin, Stevie, out from Ireland. He was staying with us.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Kearney. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're like, oh, you know what? Let's go to the Warrado. We'll go there for a few beers, go and have some drinks, have a bit of a hoo-ha, bit of a
a
carry
few
on.
beers. Fuck, it was probably
Yeah,
20.
a couple of 1,000 each. We're standing out in the beer garden, and you know, people talk about first impressions. Dan's first impressions weren't great that night. Dan was a bit sloppy. Dan was a bit fucking paro, a bit drunk.
I think Stevie wanted to punch me out, didn't he?
He did, because you're saying lots of inappropriate stuff about Rachel. Anyway, that's by the by. I don't hold any grudges. The funniest thing was Dan started talking to this lady, and he's like, "Blah, blah, blah, blah." And she was humouring him, and you could tell there was no like sexual attraction going on.
There was just a bit of like, I understand.
It was
that
just a
you're really
girl that was
drunk.
talking to me. That's basically
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
She accidentally looked in your direction one too many times. And then the funniest part of it is, at one point, Dan goes and just launches in for a kiss. And she's like, whoa!
pulls
Like,
away.
that's my boyfriend right there.
And I'd been talking to the boyfriend and her for like 45 minutes, but just thought they were just two randoms. Had no
Oh,
idea.
that's so good.
So good.
But
You
he's,
can't detect like
Well,
the relationship.
they
I-
weren't touchy-feely though,
I
didn't know.
Okay, I'm putting myself in the headspace of a really drunk guy right now. Not like a sober guy that's sort of like wanting to find out, okay, more conversation like, oh, so how do you know her? How do you know him? I'm thinking about drunk me right now, and I sort of get where you're coming from. Just. Yeah. So what happened after you went in?
I expected the boyfriend to sort of arc up a bit.
I thought I was going to have to
Hang on,
step in.
do you remember this? Because if you remember, maybe you weren't that drunk.
I remember like just little flashes of it. I don't remember like a certain
I think it's more of a situation where someone tells you the next day. Do you remember that? And you're like, oh. Yeah, kind of.
So I remember because we were all getting along really well, I was making them both laugh a fair bit. I think that was the cushion softener for him. He was like, I know this guy's a good bloke, and he's just misread the situation.
Yeah.
And he just was like
Like
whatever.
he's made me giggle a few times, so I don't have to knock him out.
Yeah. But I don't know. They left soon after that. Don't know why.
Yeah, well, he went back and murdered her because he thought she was being salacious.
Oh,
Shame.
God.
So what about you? What matches that in your life?
Oh, nothing probably matches it. I want to know about Mark, you got any good drunk stories where you've just been way too messy and
I've had stories. I mean, the story of me at the Grand, and I went in to talk to a girl. You went in to kiss a girl, right? I went in to talk to a girl, and that was enough for me to get pushed. A punch was thrown, missed my head. I walked away, came back. The same guy was there. I was talking to my mate like, well, that was a close call. He's like, you know that guy that, you know, you tried to talk to his girlfriend and he was there and took a swing at you? Yeah, I don't want to scare you right now, but he's standing like right next to us.
oh, wow.
And I was absolutely flying at this point, right? And I was just like, I can handle this situation, right?
Oh,
I'm
no.
like, wait, mate,
Dutch
about
courage.
before, like, more than that. I'm like, about before, like, you know, no big deal. Didn't know it was your girlfriend. He's like, was that you that was looking at my girlfriend? No, talking to my girlfriend. I'm like, well, yeah, like, you recognise me. He's like, was that you? I'm like, yeah. He's like, bang, headbutts me, breaks my nose. I fall back.
No.
Blood's pissing out of my nose. Security see the scuffle, immediately see me covered in blood, like, oh, we have to kick this guy out. I get dragged out, like bleeding, right? Sit down. Cops come in. They're like, what happened? This guy attacked me for literally talking to a girl. And guys, I know what you're thinking, like, oh, Mark's like, he obviously did more. I literally said, hey, how are you? My name's Mark. What's your name? Like, says a name. Oh, yeah, nice. And then bang.
Really?
So that was it, right? And that was the first encounter. Then the second, the cops tracked this guy down because apparently he left because he knew he'd done bad. And, they ended up finding him and arresting him. But, like, that moment stands out for me. But, like, I wasn't even that pissed. I was just, like, in a really, really good mood, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, far out.
What about you, Rick?
We had at my old work, we had like a work celebration party one night. And I remember Rachel and I had a few pre-drinks before we went. Pre-drinks are always a bit of a killer. And then it was just finger food, right? And I think...
So you didn't eat before you had your pre-drinks?
Nah.
Yeah, okay.
I think when we got there, a couple of bits of finger food came out. But here's the thing where sometimes your ego can get ahead of you, right? So I was wearing like a singlet and a shirt unbuttoned, but like a singlet underneath.
Making a statement. Yeah.
I was looking good. And I'm thinking to myself, and I remember these stupid thoughts going through my head. I'm thinking, I won't eat too much because then if I get bloated and I get if my belly starts showing.
The six-pack will disappear.
Oh, I've never had one of those.
Yeah.
Got one tonight.
That's good.
I remember that dumb thought. Don't eat too much,
Yeah.
because you're looking all right, whatever, right? Anyway, I ended up getting way too pissed.
Yeah.
Way too pissed. And it was one of those stupid situations where your drunk courage just gets the better of you.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this guy that was working at the place at the time. He was a manager. I was still just I don't know what you want to call me.
Lucky.
Yep. And I was so drunk that he come up and said something to me. I was just getting lippy. That's not normally like me. I'm not normally.
So the alcohol started talking.
I can be belligerent at times, but this was like I was quite aggressive. I was like yelling out, "You're a fucking cunt" and all this sort of
Oh,
stuff.
wow. That's a different Rick.
Yeah, really bad. Anyway,
So were you like Dan Wilston Saturday night in town drunk, or like Brendan Favola doing
Yep,
the
Pressure
footy show?
Point.
Pressure Point.
I was pressure point drunk.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
So
bad.
here's the next bit, right?
Yeah.
I was doing a bit of that. A few people thought it was funny, which was spurring me on a little bit. Yeah, haha, good one. Then the dance floor kicks off.
Uh-oh.
And I love a bit of a boogie when I get a few
Oh.
shandies into me.
We need to go out. Oh, yeah.
And
I'm a dancer.
Yeah, I reckon he's looking forward to a headbutt for sure.
Well, stay tuned for the fucking headbutt, let me tell you. So we're out on the dance floor, and because I was so drunk, like I'm doing all these fucking like weird moves.
What
and
year
stuff.
is this, by the way? I'm always. I need.
2015.
Yeah, maybe earlier, maybe 14.
Okay.
I want to say maybe 7 years ago, something.
Yeah.
So I'm out on the dance floor, and there's a guy who was I would say he was a good friend, not like best mates, don't catch up all the time or anything, and he was quite a bit older than me. So
Yeah.
I think he's in his 60s now, early 60s. Or no, he might be mid 50s. His missus is in her 60s,
Yeah.
right? She was like 60. And I'm out on the dance floor, and I was flopping around a little bit, doing all these fucking dance moves, fucking twerking and shit, whatever. And she thought I was falling over. Poor Janice is her name. She came to like help me up from behind. Like she thought I was toppling forward, so she went to grab my hips around the waist from behind, and then I like sprung up, and I fucking back headbutted her, bang, right in the nose,
Oh, no.
and like
Have we got two broken noses?
Yeah.
like smashed poor Janice's 60-year-old Janice's nose. I fucking like reflexed back and boom, headbutted her in the nose, blood everywhere.
Right in the schnoz.
How fucking bad do I feel? So at this point, people are like, you're drunk. And I maintain that's not my fault, right? Someone comes up behind you when you're not expecting it and you're out there grooving. Don't come up behind me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're
That's
like,
an accident.
They're like, all right, it's time for you to go. We're going to get you in a taxi. And Rachel was paro as well. Like, we were both fucked. Now there's this bloke who's like, I'll help you to the taxi. And so we're walking out. And then at one point, I'm like, don't you fucking think you're better than me? And I just fucking dropped him. So
What?
He's walking me out to this taxi, and I've just grabbed him around the neck and fucking thrown him onto the ground.
Not thrown or punched?
No, I didn't punch him. I don't think I've punched anyone ever in my life.
When you said dropped, I just.
Yeah, I thought you turned around and punched him in the face.
I was assuming the old Floyd Mayweather 1-2.
No. Yeah, but just, I don't know, you get belligerent and just drunk and just don't know what you're doing.
And then the ramifications of whatever you do go out your head. You're like,
absolutely.
Not-
You know what? Like, when we talk drunk, I mean, I talk about myself as a drunk, as a very, very, very good drunk. So, like, tonight, I'm going to have like 12 beers. I'm going to be happy, right? But I don't acknowledge this wall that I go past, which is probably the wall you went past that night, where you get so fucked up, you just start to do real crazy shit. Like, say, really, really, really dumb stuff. So I can sort of relate to what you're getting at. Like, there is a wall. There is a limit. And then your mates are like, oh, yeah, you did say this. And I'm like, no, I didn't say that.
do you know what it's
That's
like?
like you have memory loss and shit.
Yeah.
I know the wall you're talking about too. It's like you're walking on an oval of grass, right? And someone says to you, a bit further ahead is a line drawn in the grass,
Yeah.
right? But the problem is the line is the same color as the grass. And as you're drinking and walking forward, you don't know at what point you're actually going to take that step and then get to that spot where you can keep drinking but just not know that you're that fucked up.
Having memory loss on alcohol is a horrible thing. Having memory loss in an environment where you're at a house with friends like here is cool. Having memory loss in town is a scary thing.
Because you wake up with a big guilt.
I
You
don't
know what
like
you've
it.
done.
It's like if I'm at Dan's house or like Rick's house and we're getting pissed, like, yeah, whatever, like I probably fucked up. If I'm at the casino surrounded by people I don't know, taxi rank, North Terrace, Hindley Street, KFC, like what's happened?
Yeah.
Like instead of
time.
waking up like, oh, I feel hangover, oh, why do I have a blood nose and like a grazed elbow?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
You'll never know the answers unless someone was with you that's less drunk.
Correct.
Another one that I remembered of you, a stupid fucking thing. Do you remember your engagement party?
Oh, yes. I was thinking about this and I thought I don't want to tell too many stories.
come on.
So-
I want to hear another one.
My stupid fucking old workplace wouldn't give me the day off for my engagement party, right? So I had to go and work a full day.
What workplace was it?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Had to go and work a full day. Then I went to my place, had a heap of friends there. We caught a bus. And of course, like, I was fucking annoyed. And there was all sorts of stresses going on at the party, right? So we were fucking nailing beers, got there, and I was okay, semi-drunk, but then we fucking got to the engagement party, and Rachel's stressed out. She's like, my dad drank a whole bottle of Frangelico. He fell over, smashed his nose.
Angelico, is that
Random. Like, well, who the fuck does that, right?
is that alcohol
liqueur?
content?
Yeah, it's
like-
liqueur.
Yeah.
So like 10, 15 drinks.
Her
yeah.
dad's like a churchy cop. He never drank.
Wow.
Ever. So just for some reason, he decided he was going to get paro.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be manning the rotisserie with all the meat on it. Fell over and smashed his face, right? So she's stressed. All this stuff's happening. Anyway, we get through the majority of the night, and then we're out. We moved one of these big trestle tables out, and we started playing beer pong. Now, Rachel has this friend who just got drunker than everyone else in the place, right? I
Next
threw
level.
a beer pong, missed. She stood up on this retaining wall thing and went, Rick. And I turned around. She jumped for me to like catch her. And because I was so drunk, I've turned around, I've got her, but then she wasn't a big girl, but all of her body weight's carried me forward. And I've smashed my fucking head on this retaining wall. And there's just blood everywhere. And that was just like,
It looked like someone had like stabbed him in the forehead. Like he had a massive gash. There was
huge,
blood all
big
down
gash
his eyes.
and just blood everywhere. Just psycho.
You went to the hospital, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Rachel was really angry. So everyone else took the bus home. Did we take the bus at any point?
Yeah, we went home on a bus. I did. I don't know where you were.
I think we got in a taxi and then we got to Flinders and she's like, get out, go to the emergency departments up there, take yourself. And I'm like, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, why? Why do I need to go to emergency? And she's like, have a look at the fucking blood all over you. And I couldn't remember I was concussed. Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, his wedding was pretty good. There was no blood there. So.
Epic. Did you get trashed at his wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I had a custom tailor-made suit. And
Yeah.
I was just like sliding around on my knees, ripped the suit up and all sorts
You
of
had a
stuff.
good day though.
Yeah, it was a good day.
Bloody hell. Weddings are bloody fun. Bloody
Good
Weddings
fun.
are fun. I can't wait for, the next wedding, we're
Yeah.
invited to. That'd be pretty cool.
The Mancini wedding.
Oh.
Yeah, it'd be pretty
Are you going to go to Bali on your honeymoon?
Well, now that things are opening up, possibly. I was actually talking to Alison about travelling. We're going to Darwin in a week just to do some crocodile stuff and
Oh, yeah?
fishing tours.
Who's looking after your home while you're gone?
Oh, this fucking guy over here.
You love it.
I don't trust him. I feel like the house.
Listen
is
to the
burnt
laugh
down.
he does when you say it.
I will 100% look after the fuck out of this place.
I'm just expecting that text message on day 3. Dan, do your cats normally disappear? like something like that.
What's the process for getting a warrant on a cat's?
Yeah. So anyway,
That's
we were
really
talking
good.
about that.
I like that.
And we said, oh, should we, do nothing now? And then in January, we've got more time off together, then go overseas. And I'm like, I don't know. We'll wait till the borders open up. But we were talking about Bali, Thailand, Vietnam. You've both been to Bali, haven't you? Or you've been to...
I haven't been to Bali.
Haven't been to
Thailand?
Bali.
No interest.
Okay.
Don't
You
wanna
You know
go.
what? I do not have much interest in going to Bali. Maybe Thailand, but Bali's never really excited me. Like, every time a friend comes
Yeah.
back, they always criticize it. Like getting harassed by people, oh, buy this, buy that.
Well, it depends on where you go. If you go a
Bali
little bit more-
belly, or
Yeah.
only have bottled alcohol, don't have any open alcohol because you'll get Bali belly and it'll ruin you for 5 days.
Yeah, or the ice or any of that tap
Yeah,
water
and
stuff.
I go to the
Tap water
States.
stuff.
I go to the States and I shit liquid for like 5 days. So
So you get that sick from even
if
Western
the
countries.
States is doing that to me, Bali might kill me.
Well, here's something I wanted to ask you guys. So obviously when you went to Bali or Thailand, you've been to the markets. This is definitely in Bali, don't know about Thailand. But when you go to those markets and you barter, were you any good at it?
Yeah. The thing I didn't like about it, I'll let you tell your story. But for me to get anywhere with the people, I had to be rude.
Yeah.
So that you go there and I was like, oh yeah, come on, mate. Yeah, this much or whatever. And the guy's just like, no.
Yeah.
I had to be rude to the guys. Like, well, you're fucking wasting my time and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, and then he's like, yeah, okay. And then give you discounts. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be like that.
Yeah, you basically, whatever they offer you, depending on where you go, it's usually like 1/7 of that price. You just say, I'll offer you this. Nah, then you just start walking and then usually they'll budge and...
From
Whatever.
what I've heard, I could imagine, say you're in Bali for a week, I could imagine the way you treat people that come up to you and try and sell you things is very different from day 1 to day 7.
100%.
So
it is.
day 1
even
is
if you
like-
know what you're getting into.
Day 1, you're a nice guy. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, I might buy that. Day 7, you're like, get the fuck away from me.
All right,
Right now.
So do you want to know something that they do to tourists?
What do they do?
So if you're like Rick, when he buys something, they'll put his stuff in a black bag. So all the other market people go, fuck, this guy's a hard barterer, fuck. If he bends over backwards for the first price he offers, he gets given a red bag. And everyone goes, oh. So they'll walk out to the street and try and drag you into the shop and just point out stuff, hopefully you're wanting something.
Oh, my God.
Is that real?
Yeah, and they'll give you a white bag with black stripes on it if you were sort of hard to deal with, but a little bit of a pushover. So they've got a colour coding thing, which different marketplaces work with.
That's fucking...
So
That's
the
crazy.
best thing to do is go hard as fuck on the first guy, and whatever colour-coded bag that is, you just go, all right, well, if I'm not getting that bag every time I leave a shop, I know I've been done in. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So, how cool is that?
Did you make that up?
That's true. You can Google it.
No
Yeah.
mayonnaise?
No mayonnaise. No.
Something that
It's-
we need to write down.
It was
when we go
100%
there.
a thing in the 90s. Whether or not they still do it like in 2015 to 2020, I don't know. But it's definitely something that market stall holders would do to help each other out.
So Bali is basically a place you go to where you let your hair down, you do whatever the fuck you want, never do drugs, you get hotels for a ridiculous price, you get all of this fake shit for a really cheap price that's fake, so fake everything, and you just have the time of your life and drink alcohol that has a lid on it and no like...
Yeah, it's just
Don't drink their
just
water.
let loose. That's it. But here's the thing.
Because you see footage of those people on those scooters, like drinking and like, how is that not worse than like I don't know someone that wants
It's like Squid Game.
Yeah, it is.
That's so good. Oh my god!
All these fucking idiots go to a place and it's like, we'll plaster you with alcohol, and if you die, then will the other people win?
Oh my god!
Okay, two things. Have you ever Googled the death ratio of Indonesia or Bali or Thailand per year? It's fucked. It's like 100,000 people die a year on their roads. It's nuts.
All right, I want you guys to find me a statistic because I know you're not going to go know it now. Next week, what percentage of Australians go to Bali and die? Like one in what?
I'd say 1 in 10,000.
That's still high. That's still really high.
No, it's probably more than that. But
You mean better or more?
okay, here's another one I wanted to ask both of you about. When you go traveling overseas, and especially with a partner,
Yeah.
let's say your Japan one with
Yeah,
Alana.
yeah.
Okay, when
Or
you
Europe.
got
We
when
went
you
to
got
Europe
there,
too.
did you book any tours?
Yeah, but like Alana did it all.
Yeah.
Alana was like the magician.
Okay.
So I just stood back and went, you take care of it. And she booked all this like really cool
See,
stuff.
I'm the
So I
same,
just- yeah.
but I've now changed my tune as of like probably a few years ago.
yeah.
I now hate tours for 3 reasons. One, if you get on a tour and it sucks and it goes for 4 hours and you're an hour in and you're like, I've pretty much seen everything. Like it's the same landscape for the next fucking 3 hours, or like you're just finding it boring. You can't get out of it. 2, if you have a belligerent drunk person on there, like you're stuck with him for the next 4 hours, annoying, or a crying kid. And 3, what if you're not feeling well and you want to leave? Like having your own car and being able to explore things yourself is good. Only thing you probably couldn't do is maybe boat tour, but you could get a private boat tour. And that way you could just say, you know what, look, we've had enough, we want to go back now. I like doing things outside of groups and tourist groups. I find it.
Have we spoken about your favourite holiday destination of all time?
Yeah, we already have.
What did you say?
I think I said Canada or Europe.
Canada.
I'm Maldives. Nothing will beat that because I did fishing.
Oh, Tahiti. I said the thing in Tahiti was good as well.
Whereas I would have said, man, I really liked Amsterdam.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
All right, stop the phone. Stop. I know it's funny, but stop the phone. Holiday tours, the thing you were just talking about.
Yeah.
I've got a very funny story. Now, some people might not know it. Those people were my parents. But anyway, they're not listening to this, so fuck off.
Yeah.
We were on holiday in Amsterdam. Rachel and I was on our honeymoon, right? So, no, it wasn't. It was just a holiday. Stop being a liar. And we were cruising around, and, when in Rome, right? When in Rome.
Yes, tell me.
Absolutely.
Went into a cafe, bought a brownie, or
Oh,
a space cake. Anyway, and then, push comes to shove, and all of a sudden we're walking around the streets with bags of M&Ms and just like eating food.
Oh, that's so good.
So you're fucking stone high.
Look, I'm not going to say what happened in relation to that, but it was something going on, right?
How much did you eat of the cookie?
The whole thing. We had
Each.
one each.
I had half. Alana had half, and we were just absolutely off our heads from half. She said, the lady that sold us, she's like, just give it an hour and a half to kick in.
That's a long
I know.
long time.
And she was fucking spot on, because after about 90 minutes, we were like, okay, now we understand. Alana asked me 5 times, like, the way back to our hotel. So she'd be like, all right, so how do we get back to the hotel? I'd be like, yeah, we're just walking this way. She just kept asking me the same question. I'm like,
just kept forgetting.
you are literally like, this is how high we are. Like, this is incredible.
So here's the kicker, right? We're cruising around, and my legs were sore. I'm like, I'm fucking done with walking. Let's do this. And Rachel's like, oh, we can go on one of these river cruises.
Yeah.
So we paid to go on one of these river cruises, and then like walked through the inside of the boat, walked up to the back of the boat, and we're sitting outside on the deck, right? And we had like Pringles and food and all this sort of stuff, and we're just sitting there eating, cruising around this river, and like, this is really beautiful. Yeah, this is really cool. At the end of the tour, I walked inside, and I heard all this noise. I'm like, no one's talking in here. Where is this noise coming from? But you had to be sitting inside the boat, and it was like a full history tour. They're like, over here is where this person did this, and this is how they built these buildings, and all this sort of stuff. We could have learnt so much stuff about Amsterdam, but we were just sitting at the back of the boat, just like, this is good.
Oh, so you
yeah.
paid what, $200 just to get stoned and eat shit at the back of the boat?
Basically.
All right,
and I would not change a thing. It was so
I
fucking
haven't.
fun.
Oh my God, I almost got it in there. I was about to say that experience, regardless of missing out on all that information, is actually better than what you were there for.
It's a great memory.
Like,
memory.
that's
It was
like,
so good.
You talk about that high moment at the back rather than what you would have learned. You probably would have forgotten it anyway.
Do you know what?
Who
Sometimes
cares?
when things don't go to plan on holidays is the best memory. Like,
Yeah. One of my favourite memories of Amsterdam, I don't know if you did it, was the Heineken tour, the beer Heineken tour.
Oh, that was another thing. So we went there,
Yeah.
and there was a huge lineup, and
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I hate lining up for stuff.
So do
But
I.
we went through, and I think we were high or drunk, because I remember just laughing all the way through, and like they were showing us how they made the beer. We're like, we don't care, we just want to drink the Heineken.
Yeah.
We got to the end, they were playing house music, and that's my favourite music, and we were like dancing, and like they were serving Heinekens. It was so good. Go to Amsterdam, Heineken tour, 100%.
Good stuff. All right, moving right along. I wanted to talk about a subject.
Uh-oh.
The title I've given this subject is People Are Filthy Fucking Animals.
Oh,
So-
is this about me?
I think I'm going to
A
like
little
this.
bit.
Okay.
On Sunday, not just been, but the week before, I got up at 4:30, went down to Glenelg, went for a run.
4:30
Yeah,
That's
in the
very early.
morning.
yeah,
Sorry, you're not getting up at 4:30 p.m., but yeah.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's early.
Went for a long run, and I'm running along, and I'm thinking, far out. It's a beautiful morning. Glenelg's lovely.
Still dark,
Cruising
right?
along.
No one's around.
Sun's just starting to come up. I'm like, this is fucking awesome, right?
Yeah.
So I just get to turn onto Jetty Road, and I'm right in front of like the Euros shop and stuff, and heading towards the Jetty bar. And all of a sudden, I've gone from how nice is this to how fucking disgusting are people. The amount of litter and trash and rubbish and crap. I was fucking disgusted. Anyway, kept
Yeah.
going on my run. I'm cruising down the Esplanade. The sun finally sort of gets up a little bit higher. And as I was running down the Esplanade, I was like, oh, this is nice again.
Yeah.
You know, no trash. But I just couldn't see it. Sun came up and there's just fucking litter everywhere. It's so disgusting.
People don't fucking give a shit, do they? They
It's so gross.
Where's it? What's the country in the world where if you drop a piece of rubbish, you
Singapore.
literally get... Yeah. Do you get a huge fine or jail time?
Yeah, it's like if you drop
One
a,
or the other, yeah.
drop a chewy or any of that sort of stuff.
Like, why can't Australia be more like Singapore? Like,
just too lenient. It's
Fuck
just
these
same
people,
with
like-
those kids stealing cars. It's way too
I
lenient with everything.
hate litter. I really do.
Hey, actually, speaking about Glenelg,
Yeah.
I've got a 2-part story. So I'll tell the Glenelg story first.
Glenelg is an overrated beach, by the way. Just going to throw it out there.
All right.
It is.
So I have a delivery driver, the same guy with the trans problem, right? We always get talking and he tells me his stories. I tell him my stories. He's telling me that he's delivering some some products to a chicken shop down at Glenelg. I don't know the name of it. He wouldn't tell me. But apparently when he was in there, and this has made me think twice about all these small little deli takeaway places, he's unloading some boxes and he sees one of the staff members go to the owner, what do we do with this leftover salad from yesterday? Right? The owner says, oh, just mix it in with the new one from today. And she goes, but won't the people get sick? He goes, oh, well, there's this much new versus this much old. They'll only get a little bit sick.
Doesn't really work like that, does it?
What the fuck? Can you, like, what's he doing with the meat, the chicken, all that other stuff?
That's disappointing, isn't it?
Scumbags.
It's out of date stuff. You can't mix it in with fresh stuff and make it better. It doesn't work like that.
Not at
Well,
all.
in the instance of a salad, one day to the next, I think a salad will keep more than one day.
Yeah.
Depending on what it is. But you're bang on. Like, if you're willing to compromise your standards on one thing, then what are you doing with everything else? Hey, do I need to wash my hands after I've been to the toilet? No, you're
Okay.
right.
In terms of use by dates, I go to the fridge, you look at the use by date, and it's like a day or two over. What are some foods you can get away with use
Steak.
by date versus not get away with?
Well, people hang steaks for 40 days.
Okay, so you say steak. What are some ones that you can get away with versus you can't? Just don't
Well,
go near it.
chicken, don't fucking even
Okay,
think about it.
so chicken is 1 day over. Can I cook it and eat it that same day?
You might be able to, but it's
If
just smell it. If
Yeah.
it smells,
Don't
It smells
fuck
like
with
sulfur. Fuck it off.
yeah.
Sulfur, like is it a color thing as well? Like
Oh, it gets a tinge to it sometimes.
a tinge? What color?
Green.
And it'll be slimier than usual.
Okay.
Like a thicker slime.
And what are some foods you can really extend it out?
Maybe a couple of days, maybe eggs. Maybe.
Eggs, okay.
Like if you
What
get them
about
on a carton.
Milk.
Well, I think milk.
Yeah, 2-3 days.
I'd give milk. Nah, not.
Have you got
I'd
a
give
stat
it-
about this? Do you know I've heard something about milk, right?
Yeah.
There's a guy at my work whose sister, I believe, is some sort of a chemistry something or other, right?
Yeah.
And he's really funny about the milk. If the milk's on its use by date, he's like, I'm going to get more milk. And it's like, but it's still in date.
Yeah.
And it smells fine and it'll be okay. And he says, no. They've actually engineered the milk now. They've taken out the chemical that creates the bad odor. But as soon as it goes past its use by date, it's actually not like you could get sick from drinking it.
Okay, here's the thing.
And I think it's bullshit.
I think he's right on there if he wants to
He's
do
probably marketing milk. Like, just buy more milk.
No. So the thing
Check
is,
his income
let's
is
say,
actually
what's
on the
today's
payroll
date?
for big milk.
Works for pure milk.
Okay, so a random date. Let's say it's November 1st. That's written on your milk. It says use by November 1st.
Yes.
You need to use it before that date on the bottle. Use by that date, not use it on that date. So that's why he's going to the shops and getting it.
Yeah, but it smells all right. It tastes all right. It's fine.
Yeah, well, I don't disagree with that at all. It's a risk that everyone takes with all that sort of food.
Fair enough.
Oh, second part to my story, just before we move on to 5 seconds. So he's telling me there was a hold up at another servo, not too far from me.
Yeah.
I said, what, and you were there? He goes, yeah, I just finished delivering stuff and I was in my van. He said he was checking soccer scores from the night before and he looked up and just saw all these cops pulling up. Apparently what happened, and this is fucking funny as fuck, a guy ran in there, no mask on, no theft mask or like safety mask that everyone's wearing in the shops, like just actual plain face, walked in with a screwdriver, walked up to the counter and goes, give me all your money. And the chick behind the counter just goes, nah, I'm not doing that. He's like, give it to me, give me all your money. Anyway, she's like, nah. So anyway, she goes to get the phone. She's like, oh, I may as well call the police because this guy's trying to hold me up. She starts dialing the phone number and she's on the phone and starts serving other customers and like
No way.
Yep. She served
No way.
served 3 other customers while he's ran to the staff door trying to jimmy it open with the screwdriver.
Oh, so they can, you know how the automatic doors open, the glass doors?
That's the front door. I'm talking the door to the counter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's there trying to get that because he's like, well, she won't give me the money. I'm going to jam this open, run around the back and get it out myself. So he's there trying to get it undone.
This is epic.
Yeah. He's like, he's doing that for 2 customers that get served, right? The third one, as the other guy walks up, can I help you? He's like, fuck this. That person gets scared and then leaves. So the other 2 customers were happy to be served watching this psycho
That's
try
so
to break
weird.
in.
That's
That's
unbelievable.
The third one leaves, right? He jumps the counter. You know those wire screens that stop people from getting through at some servos? You see him at banks sometimes, just
Yeah.
get a wire across the counter. He jumps through that, right? He also had like a hammer or some sort of a knife, right? And in his
Yeah.
pocket at the time as well. So she's like, oh, fuck, he's jumping the counter. I'm going to now leave and walk out that door. So as she turns around, she didn't know this at the time. She's walking very calmly on the phone going, yeah, getting held up right now. He's apparently taken a swing at her head and missed her by about like 2 inches. And she didn't even know. But then after he's missed her, he's turned his attention back to the tills. She's walked out the door and it's shut. And then that's made him go, hang on a second. He goes and checks the door out and tries to figure out why he couldn't jimmy it open with this screwdriver. And he's more focused on why he couldn't get into the door than getting the money. And by the time he's doing that, the cops arrive, get in there and arrest him.
Fantastic.
What a
So-
fucking loser.
He's a tradie on
Can-
heaps of meth.
Probably, yeah.
they-
He was about 20 years old, apparently.
Can they give her a pay rise for that?
Well, she...
Can you
How
imagine that?
calm under pressure are you?
Can
No,
you, like,
do you wanna know
I know
why
you get
she
a
didn't-
screwdriver and you're threatening me, but just step aside. I got to say
It gets better. It gets
This guy
better.
wants a pie. It's hot. The pie's hot. It's only going to be hot for a certain amount of time. Fucking leave me alone.
That's so good.
Oi, there's a reason why she didn't give him the money. Not because she was like standing up for the business.
Yeah.
It's because she's only allowed $300 in the till at one time, and she'd forgot to do a couple of safe drops. So she knew that if she
heaps
gave
of
him the money, the $800-900 that was in there, she was going to get in trouble for him breaking in.
Oh,
so she's going,
brilliant.
hang on a second. This is now this isn't you stealing the money off the business. This is you getting me a written warning
so
or something.
basically, when you're working at a servo, when you hit a certain amount of money, take it out, put it in the till, somewhere safe.
It gets put into a safe that has a timer on it. So if someone wants to hold you up, they'll have to wait 15 minutes for it to open.
Wow.
Yeah, so don't hold up servos. You'll never get more than fucking
Yeah,
$300.
just don't be a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have 5-second safe timers, that's for sure.
Well done.
Oh, shit. Rick, I went first last time. Do we keep the same order?
I'll go.
Okay. We have got 6 out of 6 from last week. Can we get 12 out of 12?
I don't think so. Not with the first question.
Oh, no.
Or maybe.
It's like we're on the same team.
Who's
I
going?
like it. Me.
You. Okay. Name 3 Britney Spears songs.
Hit Me Baby One More Time, Toxic, and I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman. I'm just a girl, not yet a woman.
Oh, my God.
Well done. I'll give it to you. That is amazing.
Oh, my God. If I went first, show's over.
You drive me crazy.
That's good.
Oh, my God.
Not the singing,
I would
but
have said,
the
hit me,
guessing was
baby,
great.
one more time, and then probably left.
All right.
Oh, God. Okay, come on. Fuck.
This is hard, man.
Oh,
Name 3 animals that run from a lion.
Deer, antelope, and a cheetah.
Yeah, I think a cheetah does.
I don't know if all those. I'm just going
A
to give it
lion
to you.
is an apex predator, mate.
Yeah, okay. Everything runs from a lion. Well done. We're just going to give it to him just in the faith of the game.
Timon, Pumbaa, and Zazu.
All right. This one's good for you. You're a cooking man. Name 3 types of cooking oil.
Vegetable, canola, and olive.
Well done. Nice and easy.
Oh, my God.
Fucking bang.
Okay.
I'll try
Ready to go,
I'll
guys?
try and keep us in it. Fuck.
Name 3 things you might find in a woman's purse.
Coins, notes, and condoms.
I can't deny it. Of course there is.
Like, you want to fuck? Like, here, have a, like...
Mate, you don't have to convince me. I said
Sorry,
yes.
no, that was a lot better than my cheetah one.
Okay. All right. Name 3 poisonous snakes.
King Brown, a taipan, and an adder.
Death Adder. Yeah, that works.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Autogon, the old King Cobra.
All right, look, if we're going to do 12 correct over the last 2 episodes, this comes down to you.
Oh, no pressure. All pressure.
Are they
Heaps
easy
of
or
pressure.
hard, Dan?
Well, to be honest, I feel like you've done a lot of these, so let's name 3 ways to come across as a creep on a first date.
You're too drunk, you're on drugs, and you're slurring your words. Oh, shit. Oh.
Sorry, mate, you've let the team down. Oh,
Drunk and slurring are the same thing, aren't they?
well, I don't think you're not really a creep if you're just slurring
Creepy
your
if you're
words.
slurring. You're just a fucking derelict.
Like you're staring at her tits, like taking photos of her, that sort of thing would have been more appropriate. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Try and kiss her and she's got a boyfriend. All that sort of shit.
that's creepy as fuck. You know what?
Get head-butted.
11 in a row is our best yet. So
Oh, my God.
good
Bad
stuff.
luck, mate. That was pretty good effort. Speaking about things to put off someone on a first date, I wrote this to you guys yesterday. Weird fetishes.
Oh yeah.
It just freaks me out a little bit. Do you have a fetish? Is there anything, whether it's like a really strong, like crazy weird one, or just something simple? Like, do you have anything, either of you, that is just like your.
Actually, yeah. When
What?
women listen to me and do what I say, it turns me on.
Okay, so you like submissive women.
No, I was joking. Like housework and things like that was a joke I was getting at.
I maybe like nails, like
Like you like the nails,
like
the acrylic nails.
yeah, like long acrylic nails.
Yeah.
What, scratching you?
No, I just like the look of them. Like and like an older woman. Like I'm a fan of like I'm in the MILF category. I reckon for sure.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I feel like I think I'm a little bit younger than I am.
You get milfed a bit though. Like a lot of milfs
So,
like you.
Yeah, like well, I'm 30. I look at a 35-year-old as like a huge MILF, even though like we're 5 years apart.
Yeah.
Like I look at
It still counts.
I look at a 35-year-old as if I'm like a 25-year-old. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Sort of like, well, you're a MILF. Like you're a little bit older than me. Yeah.
I've got a couple. I'm not going to read them all out, but I've got a couple here that are weird fetishes, right?
Yeah.
Cropophilia. Does anyone know what cropophilia would
Sounds
be?
like you don't want to be touched.
You want to have a guess?
Cropophilia.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go near that.
Arousal to feces.
Oh, yuck.
Like, come on.
No way.
Do you understand? Like, I just don't get it. And you know, there's these. Have you ever heard of this? Right? There's these like rich fucking Asian men and stuff like that that they get glass tables or glass bottom fucking things, and they pay women to come and like watch them poo onto the glass. So they sit underneath.
Yeah, I've done that.
Oh, no thanks.
Well, I was listening.
How does it happen?
I was listening to a talk show on the radio, and they were talking to I think she was a prostitute, and they were talking about the most weird demands that she's had, and the most strangest one was this guy that wanted her to put on high heels, put snails all over the ground,
Oh, and stomp on it.
and slowly just stomp and crunch.
Yuck.
And the noise of her stepping on snails in high heels got him aroused.
How does
and
that
off.
happen? What has transpired in your life
For that
to
be a
cause
thing.
that to be an arousal? It's
And
fucking
do you know
so
what?
weird.
It would have had to happen on a sidewalk and him going like, oh my God. Like, you know what I mean? Let's do that 1,000 more times in a row.
It's could be a childhood trauma thing.
Maybe.
One last weird one to see you out.
Okay.
Lithophilia. Litho philia.
Yep.
Any guesses?
When people breathe in your ear.
The arousal to stone and gravel. Namely, rubbing their genitals against concrete floors,
Oh, my
stones, or
God.
gravel.
Oh, that makes sense.
Nah.
It's so weird.
No.
It just blows my mind.
you seen
this
those-
weird shit.
Have you seen those videos where women are actually like punching guys' balls as hard as possible?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
you used to get them like sent around when phones first did videos and whatever, and be like, "Oh, check this video out." You wouldn't even have a thumbnail. You just click on it, and it'd just be like a woman with a bat hitting someone in the nads. And
This
like,
is a listener topic. Anyone listening out there, if you have any weird shit that you've been requested in the bedroom or any weird things that you have going on in your mind, please let us know. We want to hear them.
Ladies and gentlemen, like and subscribe. Drop us a review. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, The Talk. Hit the bell. We're the Chats with Cats podcast crew, and you can go and suck my dick.
all right, see you later.